Hello to all my woo homies out there, those of us who are trying to build more freedom and harmony in this world despite the times that we're in. As you may or may not know, Mercury went retrograde earlier today as of this recording. So I wanted to check in and see how we can turn this or use it to our advantage. So specifically, the time frame that I shuffled on, well, the time frame that I had in mind while shuffling for everything here was the entire Mercury retrograde. So this goes right up until like the 2nd or 3rd of October or something like that. And I really wanted to focus on opportunity because the last two readings that I did for, the woo homies, there was the Ace of Wands specifically, which I have the feeling that we might be able to, flower it into the opportunity that it was meant to be or that it can be. So I'm going to do a mini tableau and it's going to be a 4x3 tableau. The collective significator that I've chosen for all of us is the Knight of Wands. So I'm going to cut the deck. I'm going to find the Knight of Wands in here. And then we'll see what happens. Actually, as always, I have 3 oracle cards here. You can pick which one resonates with you the most. It could be more or all of them, as you so please. And after I've done the mini tableau for us, then I'll read this to see, how what fine-tuned advice that the tarot and the oracle in combination have for you. So, for now, the bottom of the deck is a 3 of Wands. I say for now because, just like I was about to say, it might actually end up in the reading, which it's looking like it will. So I'm going to do this, and actually I'm going to start with what comes before, like that. Let me... get this in order, and now I'm going to deal from the bottom here. So the actual bottom of the deck is the juggler here, and the framing, let me try to get that better for y'all. Yeah, everything's in frame. Let me just do that. This should be good. Awesome. So I'm going to pause the recording. I'm going to look at it. Not every card is important, but I'm going to see how what I can extract as far as meaning is concerned for, how we can collectively make the best of this Mercury retrograde. All right. So I will see you right now. So this is actually a pretty straightforward reading. A theme that has come up a lot when I've done these readings, when I've done these readings is coming up yet again. And by that, I mean to, it's all about picking our allies wisely. So the one thing that leapt out to me right away is the high number of court cards in here. And something that is very interesting to point out is that we have 2 kings at the top here, and they're both looking towards the future. And under the surface at the bottom, we have 2 pages and a queen looking to the past. So what I'm getting from this configuration is that there are people who are ready to march into the kind of world that we want to create, or at least to help build it right now. And as far as the next couple weeks is concerned, it would be important to focus on them, build relationships with them, which will require some, collective brainstorming or that mastermind effect that can be built with the right people, and to really focus on making it fun and to be there and take care of each other. Yeah, that is the long and short of it. One other thing that I knew I was going to do while I was on pause is I'm going to find the Knight of Cups in this deck, because he's the only court card that is missing from this reading. And I just remembered, I'm pretty sure the Knight of Cups is also moving towards the left, which I tend to read as the past. So let me get that. There he is. Haha. Yeah, exactly. So I think I'll just put him like that. That should be in frame. Yeah. So here's the thing. The Knight of Cups is too focused on the struggle. It's almost as if the Knight of Cups could have been a useful ally, for lack of a better word, but is the confidence that he's gained in the time that we've all been going through together is kind of not being channeled in ways that are appropriate for us, or at least for these next couple weeks, because again, the time frame for this is Mercury Retrograde, which is right up until like the first couple days of October or whatever. So that answers that question as of what he was doing. I think I'll leave it like that or something like that. But yeah, like I said before I hit pause, not every card is important, but the main thing to keep in mind that can help us distinguish the kings from, the pages, so to speak. Less emphasis on the queen. Let's ignore the Queen of Cups for now. So the main thing that can help us distinguish the kings from the pages is how optimistic are they for the future, the kind of future that we want to build. And I think that for those who are too focused on the problems that led us here, those people, I think that they have value to offer, but as far as capitalizing on the opportunities that we collectively have available to us potentially during these next 3 or 4 weeks or whatever, about 4 weeks, no, 3. Anyway, they are not necessarily the best people to focus on, to really find the future-oriented people who have done the emotional work, who are willing to, pour their heart and soul into creating this master vision or this grand vision that we have together, and to really be there for each other in a spirit of levity and fun and harmony and all that great stuff. Because building the kind of world that we want to build, it can be fun, and if we do it with the right people, it quite certainly can be. Let's leave the people to fight their fights. They actually serve a purpose also, but as far as the people that this video is intended for the period of time that this video is also intended for, we can leave them fight their fights while we try to build, the grand vision. So on that note, let's go to the Oracle card. So for those of you who picked this card, your card is the Merkaba. And I will read the text under it. So the frequency of Merkaba supports our ability to use our consciousness to traverse into other layers of reality and dimensions. It activates our access to our Akashic inheritance as well, merging the totality of our experiences into our present to serve our highest purpose. So here's the thing. It's really funny that lessons from the past are alluded to in this. So one of the factors that I mentioned in distinguishing the pages from the kings in this reading is that the pages are, in the context of this reading, more focused on the problems that got us here. Whereas for those of you, my knights that are collectively represented here, there are lessons to learn, to be learned from the past, but to focus on, the lessons instead of the problems. And the funny thing is, a lesson and a problem in the context of all of this could be the exact same thing, but looking at it in terms of a lesson as opposed to a problem is what can distinguish, the knights from the pages, and what can keep us from, struggling needlessly and dipping into the dark side of the confidence that we've gone up until this point. For those of you who picked this card, your card is Jupiter, Abundance. Well, need I say more? Focus on a spirit of abundance. Again, the world that we're trying to build together, if we make it, it's going to be a blast. And why not celebrate now? Why not participate in the fun now? Focus on the joy and abundance. Honestly, the mere word abundance in the context of this reading, especially with this 10 of coins here, I don't feel like I can add much more to it without just repeating the word abundance over and over again. So I'm going to to move on to this last card, the archetype card, which is the archetype of the seeker. And by the way, just to clarify, if I didn't already, the question that I shuffled on for the tarot portion is what hidden opportunities are there for us during this Mercury retrograde? And for the Oracle cards, the question I shuffled on was, how can this group find opportunity? So let us read the light and dark attributes of the seeker archetype. So the light attribute is thirst for wisdom and truth wherever they are. The shadow attribute is inability to commit to a path once found. So, it's great to seek wisdom, but at some point you need to actually implement something to start moving forward towards the future that we want to build. As great as these kings are, they are seated. So at some point, for this group in particular, you're being invited to find the wisdom and to find the lessons in the present and on our way to the future that we want to manifest. But also you're being warned to, not spend your days studying with your nose in a book, proverbially watching the building, the phrase that I'm looking for is, after 9/11, there were some people who wasted a bunch of time watching Building 7 collapse over and over and over again. As interesting as Building 7 is, or whatever the equivalent of Building 7 is for our situation, yeah, it's good to know about, but at some point you can't just watch it collapse over and over again. You need to actually start walking down the path towards the future that we want. So, on that note, things are looking pretty good, as most readings with the sun in it, especially, in the future, tend to. So on that note, thank you very much for watching. Please leave your comments below, any questions, comments, observations, or whatnot. This reading felt really good, and I hope to do another one in some reasonable future, probably for the new moon, which will be about a week before Mercury goes direct again. But on that note, thank you again for watching. You take care, and I will see you soon.